Hey everybody, it's day 9 of Bookmas. Hey everybody, my name is Sophie the Bookish Floor. Welcome back to my channel. It's day 9 of Bookmas, and I know I'm a teeny bit late with this video, and I'm actually not exactly sure how late I'm gonna be because the power's out. As you can see by my weird lighting, and I have no idea when the power is coming back. Hopefully today. There are a lot of winds outside. The power kind of went off yesterday. It's been on and off since yesterday, and then this morning it kind of we lost power, and then it hasn't been back. It's daylight, so it doesn't really matter a lot. But yeah, I'm a little bit behind. My whole plan was to kind of try and get that video out last night on the 9th because I'm trying to read one book a day. But my God, this book that I'm gonna talk to you guys about, it's been killing me. I was kind of cutting it too close. I knew it. So let's get into the book. So I'll explain a little bit more. Hey everybody, Eddie and Sophie right here. So I'm gonna go back to the first day when I started this video, which seems like a very long time ago, and then I'll go through it chronologically. Stay with me, please. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. So I'm gonna start listening to Is the Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. And I have a lot of things to do for my shop today, so I'm gonna have a lot of pictures to take, upload, and all the things because it's the last week that I'm uploading products and stuff for Christmas shopping. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing all that and fixing the office because I had to move a lot of stuff for the market that I did this weekend and then putting everything back. And yeah, so I'm gonna be doing that while I listen.
You've got a big storm coming.
And yeah, I know it's a book of the month pick, so I decided to add it to my list. I wasn't planning on it, but I saw everybody talking about it, so I thought I might as well add it to Bookmas and see what I think, what all the fuss is about, see if it's worth it, if it's not, because a lot of people are promoting it, but nobody seems to actually be reading it. They're just promoting it. So let's read it and see what I think. Maybe it'll be a classic. It looks a lot of fun. I love the cover. So yeah, hopefully it'll be like a favorite one for to keep it and maybe reread it every year. So I'm gonna start listening to that and then I'll come back. Hey everybody, so I'm here, got my hair. So it's super late. It's already night outside. Well, it's nighttime. It's already dark outside. I've been listening to this book for the whole day. It is an 8-hour audiobook. I started at 1.5 speed. Then I moved it up to 175 and now I'm up to 2 because this is like the slowest book ever. And literally nothing is happening. Like there's a lot happening because it's like a murder mystery, but nothing really is happening. And I feel like I feel discombobulated. That's like the best way to describe it, I guess. Like how I look, that's how I feel with this book. I feel like, again, like nothing is happening, but there's a lot of things going on, a lot of characters moving around. Every time I'm listening to it, all of a sudden they're in another place, but I don't know how they got there. I cannot seem to place them. Like it started very well at the beginning, and then all of a sudden a lot of moving parts started happening, and then I cannot have a clear idea of what is going on, what's going on in the story. So the whole point is that those two people who are writers are went to like the house or the state of the biggest fan of the girl who is a writer, and then once there, turns out that someone was trying to murder this older lady who was the biggest fan. I guess she's also a writer. Like I said, like they throw things at us, and then like I feel like it's not very well explained, or if it is, there's so many other things that you just can't keep up. And then there was a shooting, and then something about the FBI, and then they, I guess, escape, and then all of a sudden they were trapped somewhere, and then they also, now they're not, and then they took a flight, and then now they're talking to someone else, and then there's detectives, and then there, so all these things, but nothing is really happening. And then they're with the family of the person, and they're saying like, she tried to tell you, warn you for so long, and you didn't pay attention. But we're not sure if she was actually murdered or someone is trying to murder her. So I'm so confused. And because this is a book about writers, like there's a line that I just heard, because like I said, I'm listening to it because this is so long. It's like 70 something chapters long. Like it didn't need to be that. I'm on chapter 48, and it's almost 7 o'clock at night, and I've been listening to it. I like double speed. Obviously haven't been able to listen to it for the whole day because I've been busy and I have stuff to do. But when I have been able to listen to it, I'm like, literally nothing's happening. Like, how can we be on chapter 48, still have 30 more chapters to go, and nothing, like nothing of nothingness, and with a lot of fluff, so like empty words. And then they're like, someone says to the female writer, like as a tip, like not everything can be a plot twist. So I feel like little things about writing and writers, they are thrown in there like to throw us off, to be like, look, we're pretending to do this, but we know better because we're writers, so don't worry, this is just like to confuse you even more. But it's not actually good writing. Good writing means that the story is going somewhere, that you know the character, that you can see the scene, that you can see what's going on. I have no idea who these people are, where they are, what they're doing at all. And I'm 48 chapters in. I have an hour and a half left of an 8-hour audiobook, and I have no idea what's going on. At the beginning, very beginning, they mentioned an accident with her parents. So she is an orphan, and then at the beginning they tell us about an accident where she loses her parents, and then right now, or before now, like a couple of chapters ago, the guy who's always with her was mentioning like that he was in an accident, that he like was in an accident, and then he all of a sudden woke up somewhere else, or that when he woke up he couldn't remember anything. And what I'm thinking, that one of the twists is gonna be that he killed the parents, like but how, like like if that is not a twist, then what's the point of putting that there, right? So it's just to confuse us again. Like those tricks are like really, like I feel like it's full of tricks. It's full of tricks and not clever writing. So it's just there to confuse us. So I have a lot of questions about Book of the Month. I have a lot of questions about this writer. I have a lot of questions about this book. I have a lot of questions about the gimmick. Are they just selling us the illustration on the cover? Because that's awesome. That's awesome. But there's nothingness inside. Nothingness. So yeah, that is this book. I'm gonna finish it, and that I can give you an honest review. Because like I said, a lot of people have been promoting it. No one's reading it. No one's talking about it. They're just promoting it for you to buy it. So let's see what I think. And obviously, once I'm done, I'm gonna go ahead and see other reviews, because I want to give it the benefit of the doubt that maybe I've been so busy today that I haven't been paying attention. So once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and read some reviews, see if I miss anything, see if I miss read some summary plots or something, see if it's me or if it's them. So yeah, I'm going to continue and then I'll come back. So I thought I was going to cut it close to like evening, edit the video, and then by evening, maybe late evening, I would upload it. But then I couldn't finish it, and then the power and all that. So I thought, hey, this morning I'll update you guys, but then the power went off, so I couldn't even finish the book. I'm about 80% into it, 80 or 90. I have about an hour left. This morning, right before we lost power, I decided to go in and do some. I never do this because I don't want to be influenced, but I was really trying to see if it was me. Yesterday, I was able to film a clip. I don't have a Book of the Month subscription or anything, but I've seen a lot of people talking about it. And I think that when you do that, when they're promoting that, they receive that particular book and then they have another selection, because almost everybody that's been talking about the box has talked about is the most wonderful crime of the year, and then they're talking about the book that they selected. So I'm assuming, I'm not sure, again, just assuming that Book of the Month sent them that particular book. And then because it's also the holidays, so when are you gonna actually read or send that book to the people that are promoting your product, right? And that's the one that is being promoting a lot. And I went on Goodreads and I saw that it has a lot of good reviews, like 4 stars, some 5 stars, mostly 4 stars, and 3 stars, and 2 stars and 1 stars, not a lot, but mostly 4 stars. So I decided, hey, I love the cover, it looks a lot of fun. I decided to give it a go. But when I'm highly suspicious when a lot of people promoting a product are talking about it, and when they attach something, like it says that is very Knives Out, when they attach something that is very popular to it and not allow it to stand on its own 2 feet, that worries me, because it tells me that it needs to attach it to something in order for people to like it, to already imagine what it could be instead of just letting it be. So I decided, okay, let's give it a go, and I hope that I really like it, because as you saw that I read the Detective Poirot book, and I really like murder mysteries and all that. So I decided to give it a go. Yeah, I think this is just gonna be a continuation of that rant. No, I'm not gonna complain a lot. So I've been thinking a lot about this. And I want to make this clear, because I think it is important to state this, and for my words to be very clear. I do think that when we're reading, we are at different levels of reading, not the ability to read. What I mean is our comprehension or understanding of the text based on our level of experience or of expertise on the genre that we're reading. So for example, I am not a horror reader, and I am not a big contemporary romance reader, because when I read romance, I don't usually like them. So I don't have a lot of experience reading good romance, so I cannot recognize it. So I've been reading a lot of more romance, and I'm starting to level, I guess, up on the romance genre, but I wouldn't consider myself an expert at all on like contemporary romance. I'm just finding it what I like, because mostly I don't like it, and once I find what I like, I can tell like what is not good, what is mid, what is great, right? And same with other genres. Other genres I really like, and I can tell what is bad, what is mid, what is good, what is great. And for things like that, like murder mysteries, I've read a few. I read a lot, and I can kind of tell. I'm not a super expert. I think I still need to read more, but I can tell the difference between bad, good, or bad, mid, good, and great. And if you're not if you haven't read this a lot, and you hear the words Knives Out, and you see a similar dynamic, and that's all you have it to compare it to, and again, you haven't read other ones done greatly, and you can compare it to it, because Knives Out is a movie, it's not a book, so you have a different medium to compare it to, then you might think this is a great book or a good book, right? A 4 stars, a 3-star, mid, or to good. But if you have read Agatha Christie, all of the Poirot's, if you've even read other murder mysteries or Clue-like or all that, then you can kind of tell how they're structured, how different because those stories have a lot of different characters, have a lot of moving parts in them, how they have to be very cleverly constructed. And you have more experience reading that, and you can compare a lot of them, and you can tell when something is mid or bad. And I can tell that this is mid and sometimes really bad. And honestly, when I was reading the reviews, I can tell like when people were reading other stuff. So this is not to clown or to judge or anything. I think it's great when people can read books and enjoy them, and sometimes knowing more, like it's a detriment because you don't enjoy things anymore because you have more experience with it. But I think it's unfair to market it as something that it's not, and to compare it to a very different medium and expect people to be content with that, because people who are used to more clever murder mysteries like this are not gonna like this book. And I can see it on the reviews. People who are used to other types of stories like this are not liking it. Someone gave it a 3 stars. With I think for me it's gonna be between a 2 and a 3. And this person said it was a fine mindless read while I walk my dog. And I thought, you know what, that's fine, that's pretty generous. Something that you put in the background to listen. Well, it's not horrible, it's not the most insulting thing I've ever read. It's not, I don't want to DNF it. I did have to go from 1.5 to 1.75 to 2 at the end, and I still feel like it's so slow. So that tells you something. I listen to my books, because I listen to them a lot, at 1.5. When I bump it up to 2 is because it's so slow and boring that I cannot take it anymore, and I need this to finish fast. How can a murder mystery be boring? How can you make it boring? So that is telling you a lot. It is very confusing. It feels to me like I'm playing Clue, like with like chaotic teenagers. Like that's how it feels. Like the scenes are all over the place. It feels like illogical reaction to things, like emotionally, like not coherent. Like there's a part where their life is in danger. They're because I don't want to spoil it either if you guys want to go ahead and read it. But obviously this is like rivals to lovers, but not really, like, because it's all about writers. Also, that's like the gimmick, and I hate like gimmicky books. Like I said before, like that trick of, oh well, this shouldn't be in the plot, or this plot twist. Like they're trying to trick you into, like, if you know about writing or don't know anything about writing, like they're trying to trick you in thinking they're doing something clever when they're not, by mentioning like writing techniques and things like that. Like, oh my god, like they're mentioning plot twist because maybe a plot twist is coming. Like that's ridiculous. Just do it. Like you don't need to be gimmicky about it. And so there's this scene where they're in danger, obviously, and they're like all roughed, and they just kind of escape something, and all of a sudden they're like making out and in an intimate moment. And like no, like those are fantasies that play out well in a movie, because you have like an hour and a half, 2 hours, well now sometimes 3 hours to tell a story, and it's visually, like you have to be visually there. You have to move things really fast because it's a visual medium. You have to communicate like that, not just with words or someone else. There's certain details that you cannot put in a film that you can put in a book. it doesn't work here. It doesn't work like that. So I feel like this person really had like a movie in their head and it couldn't translate into a book. I really thought, oh, Knives Out is cool. I want to do that in a Christmas setting. But they had this whole idea for like a movie, I think, like a movie script. And then they just decided to write a book about it and make it about writers. So I don't know. I felt like it was really chaotic and it's all over the place. I actually haven't finished it, like I said. The other thing is that I'm on chapter 48. There's about an hour and a half left. If this is an 8-hour book, I'm about 80% in. I'm on chapter 48 and there's like 78 chapters. So I'm like 60% when it comes to the chapters, but 80% when it comes to the audiobook. Make that make sense. It like makes zero sense. Like, why are there still like 40% of the chapters left? And some chapters are like 2 minutes, 1 minute. Like, why do we need to chop it off so much? Like, there's no need for a 1 minute chapter. Like, structure, like I said, structurally it's not structured correctly either. It doesn't make any sense. There are way too many characters. You don't need that many characters. They go from scene to scene where you don't know where they are at any time. I don't know if they're inside, outside. Like, I feel like they're jumping around all over the place. Like I said, at some point I couldn't tell if they left the place where they were, if they had escaped, if they had gone on a plane. I think I said that they have gone on a plane. I don't think they have. They're still in the same house. So it is so confusing. And it's incredibly hard to picture them in the scenes. Like, I cannot see the scenes in my head. So yeah, the best part about this book is the cover. That is so sad, but that is the best part. They try to sell us with the cover and with the comparison to Knives Out. And if we have categories of murder mysteries, I might do a ranking of murder mysteries at some point and be like, the lowest level is like the board game Clue, right? And then you have like the Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston, like, both movies. Have you seen those? Like the murder mysteries on Netflix, which are fun. Like, those are fun movies. And then you have like a Knives Out, and then you have like Agatha Christie Poirot, right? This is like between Clue and those Adam Sandler movies. Like, this book is right there in the middle. I'd rather be playing the board game or watching the Adam Sandler movie. Like, this one is right in the middle and so chaotic. Then I'd rather be playing Clue with my kid. Like, this is so insane. So, and it's too long. It's 8 hours long for that amount of chaos. So no, it's like too much for me. So right now I'm just waiting for the lights to come back so I can finish this darn book, and then I can start with day 10. So yeah, this was not a success for me. I think that if you're just starting with murder mysteries, if you like the gimmick of Christmas, if you like the gimmick of writers, and if you like what else could you like? If you like I don't want to say if you like Knives Out, because that is not a good representation. If you like playing Clue, or if you like those goofy Adam Sandler mystery movies, you can maybe read this book and you have fun. I think that would have been a better sell if you would have told me this is a Adam Sandler, like, I don't know what those movies are called, but let's say murder mystery Adam Sandler movie meets Christmas Vacation, or 9 Perfect Strangers. Yes, maybe that, like 9 Perfect Strangers meets Adam Sandler goofy movie murder mystery. That maybe I would have bought that with chaotic energy. I would have been like, yes, sign me up. Okay, this is gonna be chaos all over the place. Yes, let's do this. This is camp. Let's read it. I think that if we're trying to like be serious about this, I don't think this is it. So, and the cover is not that serious. It is telling us that it's gonna be like a romance book. The cover feels very romance, so definitely I think also that's another point. Is very, it's obviously more of a romance than a murder mystery, but they spend so much time on the murder mystery. I think that they shouldn't just done a romance. Maybe they should have just done a romance. Like, a lady should have disappeared and they should have not cared, not looked for clues, just fall in love all over the place, totally ignored that somebody disappeared, and that would have been fun. Like, everybody could have been chaotic and they could have been just like falling in love. They were so in love that they ignored everything else. That would have been like also fun and chaotic, but in, like, again, in a fun way. Like, they're so dumb that they like so selfish and so self-absorbed, because they are kind of self-absorbed anyways, but just, yeah, not in a likable way. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it. Maybe I'll change my mind in that last 20%, but who knows. And I'll see you again when I finish the book. Hey everybody, so I just finished The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, and this book put me in a reading slump. Not what I need when I'm doing a book a day challenge. Luckily the power was off and I couldn't really do anything, so I kind of took a break and I just finished it today. So I'm gonna go ahead and edit this really quickly so I can upload it for you guys, but pretty much the same thoughts that I had yesterday. This is like, the best part was one chapter where they pretty much wrapped up the whole mystery of the disappearance, and it's pretty much a page out of Agatha Christie. So you should rather read Agatha Christie, either her biography or one of her books, instead of reading this book. And I know that sounds really bad and mean and all that, but the whole reason why I'm saying all this is because they are promoting the heck out of this book online, and they are comparing it to Knives Out, and it's not that. It's not that clever, it's not that smart, it's not that well constructed. It is very basic, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they're not promoting it as, like I said, a lot of the imagery wasn't there. Like, they kept jumping around. I honestly felt like they were, like, I thought, did I miss something? Am I repeating chapters? Because literally there were like 3 chapters, complete chapters. There were 3 different scenes that I thought that I read already, that I listened to already, like 20 chapters before that. So I was like, wait, am I repeating this? And no, like, I wasn't. I never went back or anything. So I don't know if it was just me or what's going on. And then also yesterday, once the power came back, I saw another booktuber that I will not mention, that I completely and fully trust, that I know has a lot of experience reading this book. And I thought, okay, let me see what they have to say about this book. And I knew right away that they didn't like it, but because I'm thinking that they have a partnership with Book of the Month, they didn't want to say that. So they just kept saying, it's really fun, it's really fun, it's really entertaining, it's really fun, it's really entertaining. Never went into detail, when this particular person always goes into detail, and they read a lot of very detailed fantasy, mystery, different types of books. So when their review is very vague, I know, like, okay, this is not a book that they would read, or they are really simplifying it so that we understand that it's incredibly basic and simple, and they're not gonna say it like I'm saying it right now. It's incredibly basic and simple. My suggestion is, for example, if someone tells me, I've never read any murder mystery, I don't read romance, I don't like slow burn, for example, I like insta love, all that. Okay, then this is the book for you. If you like insta love and you are not sure about murder mystery and you like more campy, sure, I'll give you this. Maybe that's why they thought A Knives Out would be a good recommendation, because this is not like serious, or this is the thing, this is not seriously written, I feel, because again there's a murder going on and then there's people making out. Like, that's the unserious part, where it's not logical. It's not that it's funny, haha, unserious. It's not logical, but it's not actually funny and it's not clever. It's just not logical. That's the unserious part about it. So I feel like when it comes to murder mysteries like this, like Knives Out or Agatha Christie, like they are very clever in solving the mystery at the end. So uh either, if you're not gonna take it seriously, be funny like Adam Sandler, like murder mysteries movies. uh don't be unserious with illogical things like insta love and stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't like it. I feel like they didn't, like, it was just a throwaway uh story just for the gimmick and the Christmas things. And yeah, yeah, it wasn't for me. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I would recommend it. I would even have other options if people wanted to read like more simple murder mysteries. But it is what it is. If you guys want to give it a shot, maybe you would like it, and that's great. I, that would be great for you guys. I would wish that I would like every book that I read, and I wish for everyone to have a different opinion so they would enjoy it. I don't want you to have the same opinion as I do, because I want you to enjoy the reading and not have this torturous reading experience that I just had. So anyways, that was it's the wonderful, what, it's a the most wonderful crime of the year. Yeah. So anyways, that was that book. So I will be back tomorrow with another one of this book. So remember that on the description you have every way that you can follow me. And yeah, make sure that you like, subscribe, share, comment, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Remember to always keep reading, keep blooming, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.